So find a comfortable position, and you could sit on a chair even. We're not going to be sitting for too long, but just so that you're comfortable, you could sit up on a chair, or you could sit with your back against the wall, and just check that the spine is nice and straight, that you're warm, shawl around the kidneys, and then just sitting upward. Notice where we're sitting in the pelvis. So sometimes we tilt the pelvis one way or the other. So sometimes we tilt the pelvis forward, or maybe we tilt the pelvis backward. So just feel a nice sort of even position so that all of the weight isn't tipping forward and we're not tucking under as well. And if you imagine the hips and the pubic bone, you can almost imagine that they're straight, sort of forming almost like a straight, sort of more of a straight sort of triangle. And if you're not sure, you can just do a little bit of a sort of tilt of your pelvis back and forth to feel the difference, and then find a sort of center point. And then drawing upward a little bit in toward the navel, up toward the navel, and lengthening up through the spine. And then let the shoulders relax. Let the heart be beautiful and open and free. Chin slightly drawn in. And taking some beautiful long just breaths here, just taking a moment to check in with yourself. And then we'll begin today by doing a little bit of Chandra Pranayama, Chandra Pranayama, which is our left nostril breathing. And our left nostril breathing is really calming and cooling during the time of the full moon. It's our moon breath. And so we take our right hand into Nasagwa Mudra. We have the fingers resting on the third eye, like when we do our Nadi Shodhana. And then we're going to just let the thumb rest over the right nostril, the ring finger rest over the left. And we'll be breathing in through the left nostril and out through the right. So we'll be closing the right nostril with the thumb and breathing in through the left nostril to the count of 3 or maybe 4. Close the left nostril, breathe out through the right. And then you close the right and you breathe in again through the left. And breathe out through the right. And we're going to continue. We'll do another 8 to 10 rounds, breathing in through the right as we left, as we block the right, and breathing out through the right as we block the left. You can imagine the beautiful qualities of the full moon. Let the breath naturally lengthen for the last 2 or 3 rounds. And once you complete your full rounds of breath, you can release the hand down and just relax the body and come back to your natural breathing. Beautiful. And then we're going to come into our Pran mudra, where we take the thumb, the little finger and the ring finger to meet, and the other two fingers just to extend away. So we've got the thumbs and the little finger and the ring finger and the other two peace fingers sort of extend away. And we just either bring three fingers together. Some people like to have the little finger with the ring finger resting sort of on top of it a little bit to the thumb, but whatever way is comfortable for you. And we'll just hold that for a moment. And with the beautiful full moon also comes an awareness of the abundance that we have in our lives. So it's a really good time to practice gratitude. And just for a moment, we'll just do a little gratitude practice, a little gratitude mindfulness practice. So closing down the eyes, just holding this mudra for a moment. Take a few breaths in and out. And take a moment to feel into the heart space. And visualize the people and things that you are grateful for. It might be your family and their love, your friends and their support, your beautiful pets or animals, and your life with any material abundance that you have. And beautiful nature surrounding you, as well as the country that you live in. And the list can be as expansive as you like, or you could focus just on a few main things. And being thankful for the gift of life that you have been given, the ability to smell and hear and taste, to express gratitude for your body and how it functions, the wisdom you possess, the love that you radiate. And feel this gratitude deeply in your heart, recognizing how much that you have to be grateful for. And we'll just remain here for a few more moments with our eyes closed, just reflecting on how we feel. And then we can release the hand mudra, relax the body. Take a nice, beautiful, long, deep breath in. And then gently blinking open the eyes when you feel ready to. Bring our hands into the heart in Anjali Mudra, palms together. Inhale, raise the arms up. And just stretching over to the right. It doesn't have to be far, it's more of a lengthening and lifting of the spine. And reaching back into the belly, lift through the pelvic floor as we come back to center. And then the other way. Gentle stretch. And lengthen up, lift through the belly, the ribs, the heart, the spine. And back to center. And gently release the arms down. Let's interlace the hands behind the back. Stretch the arms out. Squeeze into the shoulders. Lift up through the hands. Take a nice deep breath into the heart. And a beautiful deep breath out. And have a little shake into the hands. Okay. And open and close the fingers. And circle the wrists. And the other way. And just marveling at our incredible bodies. The way they can move. The intricacy of the bones and the joints, the muscles and tendons. When the hands to the shoulders, let's do some big circles. Inhale, lift the elbows. And circling around. Inhaling as we lift the arms, squeezing into the shoulder blades, exhaling as we come back down. And then in the other direction, inhale, lift, and circling around. Nice big circles. Reaching the elbows out, away from you. Good. And the last one. Beautiful. And shake. Just going to do one more little side stretch, but this time we'll make it a little bit bigger. So we'll just reach the right hand to the side and we'll stretch up with the other arm and reach up to the sky. We could stay here or we could come down a little bit further. Just see how it feels for you today. Reaching across. Taking a few breaths here. Beautiful. Inhale, lift up, floating that arm down. We'll do the other side, other arm. Lifting, reach over to the side. Lengthen, or we can go a little bit deeper, just see how it feels. Tuning into the breath. Close the eyes for a moment. Feel into the lungs as they expand and contract. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale, gently releasing down. We'll come up onto our hands and our knees. So just popping anything just off your mat for the moment. If you need a little blanket under the knees for a little bit of support, you can do that. Otherwise, stacking the joints. So we'll stack the shoulders over the wrists, hips over the knees, and then beginning with our beautiful cat-cow when you're ready. So we're going to round through the spine. A beautiful stretch as you scoop the tailbone under. As we inhale, move in the opposite way. Drop the belly down, squeeze into the shoulders. And exhaling again. We'll do another 5 or 6 rounds in your own time. Good. Beautiful. And then we can come into a neutral spine. We're going to bring the big toes together, knees wide, and sit back on the heels and stretch back in a wide-legged child. So you could rest on the forearms, or we could extend the arms all the way forward. And if the arms are extended, notice, can you reach the fingertips a little bit further away? Notice how that feels. Or maybe you've gone as far as you can. Can you sink the buttocks a little deeper? Hug in through the lower ribs a little bit. Feel the belly hug in toward the spine. Inhale, lift the head, walk the hands in a little bit, and then we're going to walk them over to the right. And reach the fingertips out away from us, really extending the left hand away. Getting that stretch down that left side. And then coming back to center and over to the left. And reaching, especially with that right arm, lengthening all the way down that right side of the body. Feel the seat bones still sink down toward the heels. And then walking the hands back to center. Bringing them down onto the ground in front of you, coming back up onto the hands and the knees. We're just going to do a little spinal twist. So you can take the left hand if you want just toward the center line of the mat, or you could keep it where it is. Just see how it feels. I just like to bring it a little bit toward the center line, and then we lift up and twist up into that right side as we lift the right arm up a little bit. And you can adjust the left hand if you need to, just finding a spot that's comfortable there. Good. Take a couple more breaths. And then lower that right hand down. And then let's do the same with the left. Taking the right hand onto the ground and then lifting up through that left side. Beautiful. Reaching that arm up. Feel the rib cage lifting. Beautiful. And lower that left hand down. Walk the hands in towards you so that we're coming up onto our knees now. We'll take our hands through our hips and we'll do some circles here. Circling around. And the other way. So noontime, it's quite a feminine time. So when we practice today, we can try to, I guess, have a slightly softer approach. Sometimes yoga can be really hard, sort of fixed lines and straight angles. And so you just let yourself soften into it a little bit. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then let's take the right leg out to the side. Beautiful. And then we're going to raise up that left arm and do a little stretch. Yes, over to the side. Beautiful. Nice deep breaths into the belly. Inhale, lift up again. Let's lower that hand down onto the ground beneath the shoulder and then raise the other arm up to the sky. And just see how that feels. You could come onto the toes if you wanted to, or you could even lift the foot a little bit up off the ground. Hi, Joe. Back with us. We're just coming into our little Parikasana, but doing like a version of half moon. And you could stay here, or if you wanted to, you could take hold of the foot and press that foot behind you. It's just an option. You don't have to. If you're wanting to, you can. And if we had a straight leg here, if we were doing this standing, this is called sugarcane pose. And then reach that leg back out. Extend the arm up one more time and just taking it over the head for a moment. And reach along that whole side of the body, all the way from the foot, all the way along out through the fingertips. And then taking the arms straight back up, and we're going to lift up from here. So we're going to use our core strength to come up, lower the arms down, and then bringing that leg in. Well done. Just sit down on the heels if that's okay for you, even just remote. You don't have to, you can stay kneeling. If it's comfortable on the heels, interlace the hands, press the palms toward the sky. Take a deep breath in. And release. So you exhale all the way out. Beautiful. Let's come back up onto the knees and we'll extend that left leg out. And we'll do our Padikasana, raising the right arm and a little stretch here over to the side. Good. Send the breath into the belly. And then inhale, lift. Let's take the fingertips down toward the ground. Left arm reaching up. You could stay here or you could come onto the toes or maybe lift that leg up. Just see how it feels. Lengthen out. Notice if we're sinking into that into that lower shoulder. Lengthen out, broaden through the chest, the shoulders. If you want, bend the knee, take hold of the foot. We can do it. Press and open into the heart, and open into the hip. You can release that leg, bring the arm back up if you want to. One more extension over top of the head. Obviously, just at any point you can rest or just going with how your energy is today, how you're feeling in your body. And bring the arm back up, and then from here, hug into the pelvic floor, hug into the belly, lift all the way up, lower the arms down. Well done. Let's bring that leg back down. We're going to have a little rest day, child. So bring the buttocks to the heels. You can either have the knees apart, or you can extend or you can have the knees together and the arms, the forearms can rest on the ground. Or the arms could come around the back of the legs, resting the forearms, whichever feels more comfortable for you in this moment. Beautiful. Let's gently roll up our spine. Good. So we'll step our right foot forward and do a little lunge. You could make it a high lunge. So having the knee a little further in, my hip over the knee, or I could curl the toe under and make it a bit lower and draw that knee back. It's up to you. Front knee over front ankle. And we could either stay nice and low or we could lift up onto the thighs. So there's lots of options depending on how you're feeling. Or we could raise the arms up if you wanted to, coming into Alanasana. Crescent moon or crescent lunge. Lift up through the heart space, hug into the hips. Well done. Press the big toe into the mat, hug a little into the inner leg, the thighs and the hips. Reach up with the arms. Couple more breaths. And then lower the hands down. We'll step that right knee back. There's an optional down dog if you want to do it. You don't have to. You can curl the toes under, stretch down through the back of the legs, or you can have a little rest back in child for a few breaths. Otherwise, stretching out through the back of the legs. We can bend into one knee at a time. Beautiful, that's it. Noticing how you feel. And then just taking a moment of to be steady here as well. So let's press down through the heels. The knees can be bent or straight. Lengthening the hips away from the hands. Draw the shoulders down the back. Good. Chin slightly in. That looks great. And taking a few more breaths. And then lower the knees down to the mat. We're going to do that lunge on the other side. So let's step our left foot forward, knee over ankle. And if you want, extend that right leg back a little bit more. It's up to you. Release the foot to the ground, either stay here, or we can lift the hands to the thigh, or we could raise the arms up, maybe even bringing the hands together into our Kali Mudra. Lifting up through the arms, hugging through the inner leg, the big toe bone pressing into the mat. Find the breath. Lower the hands down. Bring that left leg back. Optional down dog for a few breaths, and then we're going to make our way up to standing. So if you're not doing down dog, you're welcome to come up into Tadasana or have a little rest in Chaya. Otherwise, pressing back into down dog one more time. Well done. So from down dog, we can walk the hands a little toward the feet. We're going to make our way to standing from here. So either you could lower the knees down and just make your way up, or we can walk the hands all the way back. So we're coming into a forward bend first. You can let the knees be soft a little bit. And then when you're ready, we can roll up the spine. And circle the shoulders back a few times. Well done. Beautiful. So come to stand in Tadasana. And let's spread the toes. The feet can be together or apart. And extending up through your spine. Press the feet down into the ground. So we're really earthing and grounding down through the feet and spreading roots down. And as we press down through the feet, we're also lengthening up through the crown of the head. I'm going to take a few more breaths here. And as we breathe in and out, take a moment to feel gratitude again. Beautiful. So let's bring the hands into the heart and raise the arms up to the sky. We're going to do a little spinal twist. So feel as though the thighs are drawing in toward each other, just to find stability in the legs, engaging through the belly. And as we reach up, we're going to do a little twist over to a little stretch, over to the right. Now, beautiful crescent moon. Inhale, reach back to center and to the other side. And coming back to center, let's slowly lower the arms down. Good, and you can turn to face so that the mat is either so that we can spread the feet out wide now. And we're going to turn the toes out. You can just turn on your mat or whatever way works for you. And then reach the arms out into our star pose. Lifting up through the arches of the feet, press the big toes down. Lift the heart space a little bit and draw muscularly from the fingers and the hands all the way in toward the shoulders. Draw the shoulders down the back and then pull up a little through the thighs. Hug up into the belly. Really good. And then let's bend the arms. I know sometimes they call this cactus arms. I think it's a bit of an American thing, a bit of an American take. But let's bend the knees and come into our goddess. Spread the fingers wide. And you can inhale if you want, you don't have to. You can do a little lion's breath here instead. So inhale through the nose. Good. In through the nose. Couple more. Beautiful. Straighten the arms. Straighten the legs, straighten the arms. Lower the arms down. Beautiful. Let's bend into our right knee and extend the arms out into a warrior two position. So looking out over that middle finger. And then we'll do a dancing warrior. Let's lower that back arm down and lift the palm as we open. We're doing lots of these sort of circling rounding shapes today, moon shapes. And then coming all the way back up, we'll do Trikonasana. Straighten that front leg, lengthen forward, windmill the arms down into Trikonasana. Beautiful. Inhale, lift up, bend into that front knee again. Beautiful. Lower the arms down. We can take them over to that. You can take right hand to right thigh, other arm can extend over. Come back to center. Bring the hands into the heart. Turn the heels in to come into a goddess. And then we're going to do a lunge on the other side. So we're going to turn the opposite heel out so that now we are just bending into our left knee. And we're going to do a little side stretch here. Bring forearm to thigh, extend the other arm over. Beautiful. And coming back up into warrior two position, looking out over the left middle finger. And then let's drop that back arm and do dancing warrior. Beautiful. Lift through the heart. Let the fingers be soft a little. Allow it to sort of flow as we come forward with the arms. Straighten that front leg. Reach from the hip. Windmill the arms down into Trikonasana triangle. Inhale, calming up. Exhale, floating the arms down. Turn the toes in. Hands to the hips, and we'll do a wide leg forward fold. Lengthen through the spine. Exhale, bending forward from the hips. And you can either slide the hands down the legs. You can have the hands anywhere on the legs. You could bring them down to the floor. Or if you had a piece of furniture, if it helped you, you could do this with the hands on the couch or chair. Otherwise, we can let the hands come down toward the line of the feet. Just let the head gently draw down, pressing into the back of the legs. Well done, that looks great. Taking a few long, deep breaths here. Draw the shoulders a little away from the ears. That's it. The crown of the head drop down. Beautiful. And take a few more breaths. And then walking the hands out. We're going to heel toe the feet carefully in. And bend the knees and just roll up the spine. Coming all the way back up and just roll the shoulders a few times. Good. And let's tilt the head over to one side and back up and then to the other side. And back up and turn to look over one shoulder and over the other shoulder. Beautiful. So we're going to do a little balance now. So this is a star balance. So we're just going to extend the right leg out to the side, and you can point the toe to the mat, and the arms are going to come out as well. So we can either stay here, and you could just try to lift the toes off the ground a little bit, see how that goes. If that feels all right, then we can come into a little bit of a tilting action. It's so as though the arms, that right leg all lifting, the body tilts a little bit. Good, and just see how you find that. And holding that. Beautiful, coming all the way back up. Well done, and then we'll do the other side. And take the left foot out. You can stay here or just lift the toes just off the ground. If the arms, it doesn't feel good in the shoulders, the hands can rest on the hips. That's fine too. If you want to go a little further, you're sort of trying to keep the shoulders, the arms shoulder height. Yeah, and then we lift. Good. It's a bit tricky with the hands on the hips. No, it's okay. Couple more breaths. And then we can release down. Have a little shake with the hands and the legs and the whole body. Ooh, beautiful. So time to come down onto our tummies. So a lot of those standing poses we did sort of make up the moon salute sequence that we can flow into, but we just did them a bit statically today. But if anyone's interested, let me know and I can always send you a little clip of that if you've forgotten how to do the moon sequence. But we'll come down onto our tummies now and resting down, and we'll just take a moment to have a little rest here. So you could either have the arms to the side and turn your head to one side, or you could bend at the elbows. You could place one hand on top of the other hand and rest either the side of your head or your forehead onto that hand. And then for a moment, just really allow the body to relax fully here. Beautiful, and then from here we'll make our way now into Salamvasana. So just gently lifting the head, let's reach the arms forward. We're going to do the alternating version with the breath. So what we'll be doing is inhaling and lifting the right arm and the left leg. Engage with the buttocks, press the pubic bone down a little bit as we lift and lengthen the arm and the leg. Right arm, left leg, that's it. Well done. And we can just look down onto the mat, tuck the chin in slightly. Very good. And lifting and holding. And then exhale, lower the arm and the leg down. And then other side, inhale, let's lift the left arm and the right leg. Engage through the buttock. Use your strong back muscles to lift. And gently lower down. Good. We're going to do that a few times now with the breath. So we'll be inhaling right arm, left leg as we lift up. Exhale, float down. Inhale, lift. Arm, right leg, lift up. Exhale, float down. And just continue on your own. We'll do a couple more rounds on each side with the breath. And last round, doing both. The right and the left leg, and then the left arm and the right leg. And once you've completed both sides again, just relax the body. Take a few breaths as you relax your body. Beautiful. And this time we're going to inhale and raise the arms and the legs. So engage the buttocks, press the pubic bone down into the floor, strong legs, and lift up both arms and legs up off the ground. Very good. That looks great. Well done. We're lifting and holding. Follow the breath. A little bit longer. I know it's strong. You can do it. And release all the way down. Bring the arms down beside your body now. Turn your head to one side. Give the hips a little wiggle from side to side if you want. Let the heels gently roll out as you relax your body here. Well done. Lift the head, bring the hands underneath the shoulders, pressing up and just stretching back for a moment in child. Just to let the back open up. The hands would come down around the ankles if you wanted them to. And then gently rolling up the spine and just circling the shoulders back. Beautiful. And we'll take our legs out in front of us. And you could, if you wanted to, you could sit on the edge of a blanket. We're just going to do a little forward bend. And if you had a belt or a strap, you could use that as well. So you could sit on the edge of a blanket. You don't have to use a belt. If you wanted to, just take it across the feet. And then sit up nice and tall. Take a nice deep breath in. And as we exhale, let's come forward, hinging forward from the hips. You can reach the hands down. If you're not using the belt, you can reach down the legs. Lengthen up through the spine. Well done. Maybe taking hold of the feet to see how you go. Beautiful. And then taking some long breaths here, so closing down the eyes. Sending the breath into the belly. And just softening into it a little bit. And then let's gently inhale, lift up. If you want, just stretch up through the spine as you reach. Ooh. And then floating the arms down. Very good. And we'll take the legs a little bit wider. And then let's reach up through the right arm. Press the seat bones into the ground. And then a little stretch over to the side. Inhale back up to center and exhale over to the other side. Inhale, coming all the way back up. Release the arms down and just walk the fingertips forward, just edge them a fraction. It might not be far at all. And you want to feel as though the inner thighs are rolling down a little toward the mat. The lower back's drawing up, the seat bones are pressing back. And we can just edge forward a little bit here, close down the eyes, press the back of the legs down into the mat. Well done. Taking some nice deep breaths. Gently walking the hands all the way back in. Take hold of the back of the knees, bring the legs in. Take the soles of the feet to the mat. And then let's take the knees out wide and bring the heels in a little closer in towards your groin. Beautiful, in a butterfly. Get a little bit of movement up and down with the hips and then with the knees. Feeling that in the hips. And then we can take hold of the feet and we can gently press the arms down on the legs just to open up the legs a little bit. It's okay, round the spine a little bit here as we come forward. And just close the eyes and we'll hold here for another 4 or 5 breaths. And slowly sitting back up, bringing the knees in, stretch the legs out, just have a little gentle shake through the legs. Beautiful. And do a little spinal twist. So we'll bend the right knee, bring the foot across the thigh, and make that other leg a little bit active. And if you want, so you could stay here, or we can bend that knee and bring the foot in toward that buttock. It's up to you. We can keep that leg straight. And it'll be twisting around to our right, so you can hug that leg in. We'll be reaching the right hand behind us. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, or we can take the arm across the thigh. Lengthen up and exhale as you gently twist around. Send the breath to the belly. And slowly coming back to center. And we'll release the legs. And then we can do the other side. So you can start with the legs outstretched if you want, bringing that left leg over first, either stay here or bringing that right leg in too. This time twisting around to our left. Either hug the leg in or reach across the leg with that upper arm. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale as you twist around. Close the eyes, tune into the body. Follow the breath, the lungs, the heart. Massaging of the abdominal organs. The life force. And slowly, gently coming back to center. And release the legs. And just let the legs gently roll in and out. So before our final relaxation meditation, we've got time to do legs, to do a little inversion. So You could take your legs up the wall. You could take your legs up a chair. You could, if you've got a bolster, you could just have the buttocks up on the bolster with the legs extended straight up away from the wall. That's fine too. Whatever's comfortable for you. Yeah, beautiful. And then you get to relax here. To relax your whole body. Feeling the weight of your legs sinking down into the pelvis. And as you relax with the legs up, just allowing the tension to release in your body. And just notice if you're holding any tension in the face, and allow the forehead and the eyes and the nose and the jaw and the cheeks to all relax. The shoulders to relax, neck. And to relax the arms and the legs. And the whole body. And just allowing the awareness to rest on the relaxation and also on the gentle, beautiful rhythm of your breath. And if you wanted to here, you could do a little bit of psychic nadi shodhana, which is our alternate nostril breathing, but just doing it in the mind, so just mentally. You can imagine that inverted V shape in the forehead. And as you breathe in, imagine breathing in from the left nostril to the third eye. You can imagine breathing out through the right, and just draw a line from the top of the triangle down through that right side to the right bottom. And then we inhale up that right side, inhaling right nostril to the third eye or to the top of the triangle. And exhaling down the left side. Inhaling left to the top. Exhaling right. Inhaling right. Exhaling left. So just continue on your own for a little bit longer. Practicing psychic nadi shodhana. So we can slowly start to make our way into Shavasana now. You can bend your knees and release down. Just make sure that you're warm enough, because you may feel a bit cooler now, but you'll start to slow down. You'll start to cool down a bit. You can always take a little shawl or blanket on your legs, or if it's warm where you are, then you may be fine. And just make sure you have everything you need. Maybe you want a little blanket under your head. But just doing it slowly and consciously, just quietly, not making too many movements. Taking a moment to make yourself really comfortable. Feeling the weight of your body on the floor. And just allow for that natural pull of gravity. As you breathe in and out, relax your face and jaw. Allow yourself to let go of whatever you are holding on to. And put any worries and to-do lists aside. Give yourself this time to be in the moment and to give yourself permission to just relax. So we'll scan through our body and just notice any areas of tension. Allow them to be there. And observe as you continue to breathe calmly. And just imagine that part of your body releasing. You can imagine breathe into that part. You can imagine even breathing in the soft moonlight into that part of your body. Relaxing the face, the neck, moonlight bathing the shoulders. All the way down the arms. The whole back. The whole front. The pelvis and the legs relaxing. both of the legs, both of the arms, the head and the whole body relax. Now in the mind's eye, begin to visualize a beautiful full moon and the light of the full moon. And now bring to mind that which you no longer want in your life. So bring to mind anything that you wish to release that doesn't serve you at this time. And allow anything that comes to mind to linger in your mind's eye. Visualize it as the object or colour. And you can say in your mind, I release you under the light of this sacred and magical full moon. Even if it's a feeling or emotion, or quality, you can see it in any shape or form in front of you. I no longer need what does not serve or empower me. And as you say this, imagine each of the things, the habits, behaviours, thoughts, the people, whatever it may be that you wish to release. You can imagine them disappearing into the full and powerful light of the moon. Imagine them floating away or dissolving into the infinite light, pure goodness. And one by one, you can just allow the words of release to come into your mind as you name each one. Now I will add some words that you may like to release yourself, some different qualities and aspects that you may want to release. So you can say these in your mind as well, or you could imagine whatever comes to you in your mind floating in. And you can imagine then sending it away or allowing it to dissolve into the full moonlight. I release any doubt. I release unworthiness. I release fear and anger. I release judgment. I release resentment. I release envy or comparisons. And I release relationships that do not serve me. I release any toxic people and situations that cause harm to me. Take your time. If anything else comes up that you'd like to release from your life, just visualize it. Being absorbed by the powerful light of the silvery moon and its deep cleansing abilities. And feel the weight of each burden released. We can thank ourselves. We can be grateful for the lessons that we've received. And acknowledge that now we're ready to let go and release things that don't serve us. Now we focus our mind back toward a feeling of gratitude, a deep appreciation for all that we have and all that is yet to come into our life. You may like to set your intentions. Or you could say to yourself, I welcome all that is now coming to me for my highest good. I look forward to clarity and peace, love and positivity that are heading my way. I give thanks for the blessings I receive and rejoice in their wonder. Take a moment here, breathing comfortably. And feeling into your intentions as if they're already present in your life. Slowly now, when you feel ready to, start to bring our awareness back into the room. Beginning to slowly start to deepen our breath. Noticing how we feel. Noticing the sounds around us. And when you feel ready to, you can slowly begin to get a little bit of movement. So in your body, in your fingers and toes. And the movement can be small or the movement can be big. You can stretch out if you want. And when you feel ready to, we can roll over to our sides. And just resting on your side for a moment. And then making our way up into a seated position. Just keeping the eyes closed. And we can bring our hands into Anjali Mudra at the heart. And I invite you to join me in chanting 3 Oms to complete our practice today. So when you're ready, we'll be breathing in. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Hari Om Tat Sat, peace, peace, peace. And just bowing the head for a moment, just for a moment of gratitude or reflection or prayer to integrate the energy of your practice into everyday life. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.